Hello, everybody, and welcome to a quick thoughts review here on the original 2008 superhero masterpiece that is Iron Man. I'm Tim, and then I've got
Hi, Maggie.
Maggie's with me again, and we're gonna be reviewing all these MCU movies before the hopefully incredible Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes out May 5th. So yesterday we watched Iron Man, the first one that kicked off the MCU, and apparently I found out while watching it that Maggie had never seen the movie not on FX
Yep,
or
pretty
TV, which makes me sick to my stomach.
I'm really sorry.
Maggie, having this be technically the first time that you've seen it all the way through, uncut and uncensored, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it was the same as it was on TV. Let's remember the PG moment where instead of kicking the guy in the head, he kicked him in the stomach. And I was like, that is a PG-13 moment.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, yeah, if I don't feel like I have to give you the synopsis of the story, but you know it's Iron Man, and
Jeff Bridges was good.
oh, Jeff Bridges' chin though, it's so chiseled and amazing, and he's so great. And then I
like Gwyneth Paltrow in this movie for the most part.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Gwyneth Paltrow fan, but she serves Pepper Potts well. And the main thing though is obviously Robert Downey Jr. is stellar.
Is himself.
Well, yeah, basically. And I remember when this movie came out, and I didn't know a lot about Robert Downey Jr. at the time, but after reading and learning more and more, he was not in a good place prior to this movie coming out. And then in 1 year, he had this and Tropic Thunder, was nominated for an Oscar for Tropic Thunder, and it's and then made millions off of this movie, and basically launched the whole...
The rest of his career.
Well, the rest of his career and the MCU in general. It would not be what it is today if it wasn't for Robert Downey Jr. and a very specific director, right, Maggie?
Yes, Jon Favreau, who hands him a burger.
Yes, it's true. Maggie did not know that Jon Favreau directed.
I did somewhere deep down inside of me, but I forgot.
Yeah. So, Jon Favreau directs the crap out of this movie, and honestly, before this, he had done... I think Elf.
He did Elf?
Jeez, Maggie.
What? Jon Favreau.
He did Elf, and he did Zathura. And those are the only ones that I can name off the top of my head. Oh, and he did Swingers, I think. I think he directed Swingers. I know he's in it. I don't know if he directed it or not. But so he has a few little movies. Elf was a big hit. Zathura wasn't a hit.
That was a very, pre-teeny type of movie.
It was enjoyable, but I don't think it, appealed to the mass audience. And then all of a sudden, Marvel Studios comes out of nowhere and, creates itself and is let's get Jon Favreau to do this movie.
Well,
and
they made the right choice.
He kills it. Now, we'll get into Iron Man 2 later.
Yes. And
how... there's not so much killing of it in that one. But anyway, in this one, he kills it. And it's just great. And, a lot of people complain, the movie's villain is pretty thin. I think Jeff Bridges is great. I think he...
I mean, it's a pretty basic story, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, people say the same thing about, Ant-Man and basically every other Marvel movie where the villain is basically the hero, just, a different color. And, But, it never really has bothered me all that much.
But I think they're learning from that because, and I was thinking it while we were watching it, is, in this one, it's... Obadiah Stane, who's in another big iron suit, and they fight. And in the second one, it's Whiplash. And the first time they fight, he just has his whips. But the second time, he's in a suit.
True.
And they fight.
But then Don Cheadle is with him.
But exactly, so it's 3 iron suits. And then, you look at Ant-Man, and it's Yellow Jacket, who's also shrinking and stuff. But then you look at things Loki obviously is definitely, the best Marvel villain.
Right.
But, and he's, technically...
He's kind of Thor, but his brother.
Yeah, but he's not a god. He's a
God?
No, he's not even a demigod. He's the...
He's a god. He's the god of mischief.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But but I'm saying he's a frost giant. He's not,
a human?
Actually Thor's brother.
Right, yeah.
And then, Doctor Strange, I guess, what is I can't even remember
I don't either. The guy from Rogue One.
Calisius, that was his name. Like, his whole backstory, he's not, like, Doctor Strange backwards. So, I mean, and, like, Ultron is, like,
Ultron
a robot.
Is like, yeah.
So, it's, like, I think they're starting to, like, figure out that, like, even if in, like, the comic books, like, it was that way where they're the opposite, they're not doing it as much anymore. But, I mean, yeah, this movie is almost 10 years old. So
that was crazy to think about.
Yeah, so I don't fault him on the fact that, you know, the villain is basically Iron Man backwards. Like, it worked for the time. So, like, I enjoyed it. And at the same time, it's like, who else are you going to have fight Iron Man?
Right, like, the only other one that they could have pulled, I feel like, that fans would have known is, like, the Mandarin or something, but that's, like, too much for them to, like, go for in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get there.
Yeah, the Mandarin. Anyway, yeah, but the only other little things, like, I love about this is, like, the fact that, you know, the 10 rings are in there in the beginning, and they're nodding to fans about the Mandarin, and that it might be out there. And then, of course, you can't talk about this movie and not talk about the ending with the I am Iron Man. And, like, it's just, like, it's so different from every other superhero movie, because when you think about it, like, when I was growing up, it was like, Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and Bruce Wayne is Batman, and nobody knew these things, that their secret identities. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
everybody knows.
Everyone knows Steve Rogers is Captain America. Yeah. Everyone knows Thor is Thor. Everyone knows Tony Stark is Iron Man. Everybody knows Bruce Banner is the Hulk. Yeah. It's like, nobody well, I think, like, the only ones are maybe, like, they'd be like, oh, who's that Hawkeye and...
Well, I mean, nobody really cares. Like, it's not like they wear masks. Like, they call each other by their regular names.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I think that's great, and I think it, like, really sets itself apart from, like, the rest of the, like, Marvel movies, is the fact that it did end that way. And then also the post-credit scene with Sam Jackson and a saucy little leather number.
It's pretty solid.
It's pretty great, and... you also didn't know that scene was in the movie.
Okay, but when we watched it, I realized that I had seen it before. I just didn't realize that was the movie that it was in.
Oh yeah, it kicks the whole thing off. This movie's great. I mean,
it is.
I think we can.
I agree.
Solemnly say that this is you should check out Iron Man if you haven't seen Iron Man in the last.
We just spoiled it for you. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I guess we should have. Spoilers, yay! So Iron Man's great. Check it out. We're gonna be coming back with a review for the Incredible Hulk. Is the next one to watch. But in the meantime, you can hit the subscribe button. Maybe click like. I don't know.
Yeah, watch it like 6 times.
And then send it to somebody else. Yeah, and then be like, hey,
watch this
these 2 people I know are, like, talking about movies. It's pretty cool. All right, anyway, like I said, we'll be back with the Incredible Hulk later on. Have a good day, guys.